The Mayo Stuntz Cultural Stewardship Award recognizes significant contributions made by individuals, organizations, or businesses promoting the preservation and stewardship of cultural resources in Fairfax County.
Farmhouse. We have biscuits on the table because what farmhouse would be complete without biscuits? And this is our dining room where we have our sewing exhibit. One of the items featured is a pattern from the 1940s. My name is Patricia Zalupski, and I'm a docent at the Kidwell Farmhouse here at Frying Pan Park. Some of the things we do as docents is we give tours to the visitors to the park. And the first room you would tour would be the kitchen. And that's kind of like the heart of the farmhouse, because that's where the farm wife did all her cooking and baking and made meals. The second room we would tour would be our parlor, and that's actually the old-fashioned name for the living room. We have always a different display in there. These look like yummy fudge, right? But they are Crayola clay. I do make some of the fake food that we use for the display, and it kind of gives it an extra special touch, like the farm wife just maybe stepped away from the table for a couple minutes. I am making chocolate heart-shaped cookies. Most of the things are made out of like Crayola clay, recycled items from around my house, from like packing. Like our ham is styrofoam that's basically glued together, and then packing paper that was painted, and I've had an old wooden dowel that became the bone that sticks out the end. On our stove right now we have Dandelion Greens, which are artificial leaves that we cut up to look like dandelion leaves, and then we painted them. We have to pull the cookies way back from the edge of the table because we've had children which try to take a bite out of them because they do look yummy and realistic. Some of the items that I make can take hours to do just one little piece, because you have to shape it and paint it and let it dry for a long time. I am so excited about winning this award. This is like a really special moment in my life, and I feel truly honored to be getting this award. This is really a great moment for me.
The dedication Robert and Marjorie Lundegard have demonstrated to Colvin Run Mill echoes the commitment Mayo Stuntz made to the preservation of Sully historic sites. The Lundegards' work has helped to preserve the county's milling history, and their education efforts have assured that generations to come will appreciate this important cultural and financial aspect of the county's past. Marjorie started volunteering at Colvin Run Mill in 1988, and Robert joined her in her service efforts. The couple were among the first members of the Friends of Colvin Run Mill when it formed in 1997, and Robert served for a time as the president of the support organization. The Lundegards also raised funds for the mill through a partnership with a consignment shop in McLean, and through Marjorie's writing, publishing, and selling of more than a dozen books about mills in the region. Sadly, Robert passed away in May, but the tributes that poured in following his death illustrate the impact of his stewardship efforts at Colvin Run Mill. After learning of his death, Drainesville's Supervisor John Faust said, "It is impossible to think about Colvin Run Mill without thinking of Bob. He was a man of fierce determination and tireless energy who got things done." Fairfax County Park Authority board member Tim Hackman called Lundegard a dedicated and visionary leader.
I'm a curious person, and learning about the history of this mill and the industry in which it worked was very satisfying to me, just as a person who wants to learn about the community. making that more than just my personal interest. In order to get the support of the community and the government and the park authority, you have to establish the value of any investment, any building, any piece of history in a very substantial way. If you come early, you'll see them put all this together into an operating system. You have to turn it into a must-see kind of place. You have to turn it into something that's in everyone's bucket list, you know. Oh, you must go and see the Colvin Run Mill Historic Site because you'll have a marvelous experience there.